To whomever this concerns, and whoever needs to hear this, my name is Zoe DeValiant, and I come to you today, unedited, speaking, heart to heart, in a desperate call, in a desperate plea. As I said, my name is Zoe DeValiant, and I'm a dreamer. I'm a dreamer since childhood, but a dreamer for life at that. I didn't always know I was going to be in this profession, but I'm truly glad that I started. Pardon me, allow me to explain. When I was very young, I always knew that I wanted to be a musical actress. It was truly my calling, and something I devoted my entire life to. From voice lessons to perfecting my resume to audition after audition after audition, and I truly believed that I was going to move to New York when I was 18 and work on Broadway. Unfortunately, fortunately, life had a bit of a different plan for me. My senior year, before I graduated, before the disaster that was 2020, I had decided to completely switch my professions. And instead of going into the arts and musical theater, I would instead go into the medical field, specifically forensic pathology. Currently, I'm 10 years into this endeavor and seeking this profession, and I would be lying if I said it were easy. I started at Valencia with my AA because I believed that it was important to start small. So, receiving my AA only cost me around $10,000 to receive all my credits for the 2 years that I attended. From there, I went to my dream school, which is the University of Florida, back in Gainesville, Florida, where I'm from. Going to UF was, and is, such a important part of my story. I am a third-generation Gator, meaning my grandmother attended, and then my mother attended, and graduated, so I was actually guaranteed acceptance through the Legacy program. However, that's not why I wanted to go. I didn't want to go because I was just guaranteed acceptance. I wanted to go because it was where I was born, and the ideals in being a Gator truly just meant everything. It was a family, a community. Gainesville was a small town, everyone knew everyone. So, and seeing as how they have an amazing medical program, it was easily my first stop and my first choice. Now, you might be asking, why do you need to know all of this? Why am I telling you this? You might not even care, but I'm begging you to try and see it through my eyes. A struggling student, yes, but a struggling student with a dream, a hope for a reality where everyone is inspired to do something with their existence and their profession and do whatever it is that means to them to help the planet. From the beginning, it has always been, my personal goal to mix my affiliation and strange, I was drawn to this amazing macabre and dark and what some may say is creepy, and mix that with my ability and my love to help people, because I believe that there's always a way to mix the two things that you truly love, and whatever it is that you're truly drawn to, there's always a way to do both, or all three, or however many things that you want to do with your life. It was my personal goal to mix the two, and to be able to take my weird and strange obsession with the dark and the creepy and the macabre and mix that with the profession and make it out of something. And forensic pathology was that. Now, what is forensic pathology for those who don't know? In its truest and rawest forms, it is conducting autopsies on cadavers to determine the cause of death. For these poor unfortunate souls who unexplainably die for some reason, not necessarily associated with a murder, but most of the time associated with a crime, and taking them and laying them out on the table and getting them down to what caused them to die, to take their last breath. That is what forensic pathology is about. Of course, taking that evidence and taking what you found and implementing that into the court case and standing before the jury and telling them what it is you found, that is also a part of it, but the majority of it is the autopsy portion. Of course, I'm not done with my schooling yet, and I don't know how long I will be continuing to go for, because the profession itself can take anywhere from 11 to 18 years of school. And right now I could possibly have another 7 years of schooling. However, I will be interning and volunteering and studying under multiple morticians, funeral parlors, and actual pathologists in hospitals and morgues in order to receive that certification and be considered a true pathologist after receiving my PhD, at which I'm working towards now at UF, and then going on to receive those certifications. So, this is my story. It's long, it's complicated, but most importantly, it's not done yet. And what I truly hope for is for anyone who's watching this video on my channel, I want them to see where I'm coming from. After 2020, motivation and inspiration were at an all-time low. I think all of us can see that. However, I come to you now with a desperate plea for you to be inspired. Take initiative and see that you can make the world a bigger and brighter place. We can all help the community and humanity. Even if it's in an awkward or different way, there's always a way to help. When I tell people I'm becoming a pathologist to help people, they normally don't truly understand why. I mean, the main subject is already deceased. Who am I helping? Well, I'm helping those you don't think about. Because in the wake of a crime, you don't think about the mothers, the fathers, the siblings, those caught in the whiplash of those horrible, horrendous crimes. I want to be the one to be able to go to that mother and tell them it wasn't a suicide and that their daughter was actually murdered. I want to be able to stand in front of that jury and tell them and put the final nail in the coffin with the evidence I found in the autopsy and be able to tell them that this is 100% their fault and that there is evidence proving that they are the perpetrator and they deserve to be behind bars. I want to help those who are never thought about, because no one thinks about the families in these ways. So, follow your dreams. I know that's a bit of a turnaround from what I just said, but it's important, because I thought it was too late for me to follow my dream. But it's never too late. And know that there is always a way to incorporate your dream and helping people, and helping somebody, because there is always someone out there in that world who you are inspiring, and who is thankful for your existence. I will continue to save the world if you continue to save the world. So, let's do it. Thank you.